Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's show, sponsored by ODYS up in the corner there. If you're interested in age domains to help you kickstart your affiliate journey, that's the marketplace you want to be going to. You can get $100 sign up just for signing up as well. So use the link below and grab your $100 from these guys. Every little bit helps. But just in case you were coming in, you're wondering what the hell Chris was doing. He was having a bite of something.
An everything bagel.
It looked good. It looked good. But we are here to answer your questions as always. Any question relating to digital marketing, please do ask it. If we can't answer it, we'll hold our hands up and say we don't know. But it's not often Chris does that. He will Google it. W3C. What is W3C again? Whoop, whoop. That was funny. That was funny. That will never. I'll never forget that. It was so fucking obvious. Like, I don't know why you thought like looking the other way would make people think you weren't fucking typing.
And the mic's right there.
That's
funny.
It is funny. Sacklane. Hello. Craig and Chris, SEO legends.
And it's always those types of questions, like the we'll say the white hat community, like that's the stuff like you're supposed to know.
Yeah,
like, you're supposed to know that the robots.txt file has to be 47.3 characters, right? Like that kind of stuff. It's like I don't really know that.
Mr. Mike Pierce, you were actually third, Mike. So
slipping, man.
Standards are slipping, old boy.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out, but also check Mike Pierce out. Good lad. NFG SEO and all that stuff. But we've got Uday, who is new to the SEO industry.
Cool.
Welcome.
Should have a lot of questions then.
Questions in the live chat, folks. Terry Samuels, what? Terry's a good man. Anyway, we've got questions coming in, so let's just go into them while Chris is slipping in a bit of tobacco. What a guy. Cans of Monster and tobacco, Chris.
Hey, you caught me. You should see this desk. I think I need to clean up in here a little bit.
I can imagine that desk is a shithole.
You think?
Yeah. I reckon that's not seen a cloth in a while.
No, why would you say that?
Because my desk is very similar. Like, it's just a proper shithole. There's crisp packets here. There's fucking phones.
I saw $100 bills over there.
No, there's no $100 bills.
I saw the blue faces over there.
Just invoices, mate. Anyway, question from Sacklane. How to handle the recent Google helpful content update? Have you seen any movement, actually? Just before we talk about this helpful content update, have you seen any fucking movement?
I did on stuff that was blatantly, like stuff that you're messing around with and, you're like really packing it in. Like stuff that you didn't hire out to get quality writing done. Like you're just messing around or trying stuff out on. Or like you deliberately went in there and you're like packing it full of, let's say, keyword stuffing it or whatever you want to do.
What about your, remember that fucking 000 shit you were doing? Did that get slapped?
Yeah.
By update? Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like 10, I saw it like maybe a week or 10 days before. Like when they started talking about it, I already got my, like a New York page slapped, an LA page slapped, a Chicago page, like all the pages I was doing the zeros on. Like, and even the Lorem Ipsum stuff was getting cracked that I had out there. Even stuff I didn't even show on YouTube. So I know it wasn't like somebody told on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've not seen, like Mullins is saying here, good to see you, Mullins, by the way. Mullins is saying he's not seen much movement. I've not seen much in the way of movement, to be honest. But I would obviously consider my content to be helpful in every way. And so, uh, how big is it? Let's be honest. Like, they're talking about this Google helpful content update. All content should be fucking helpful in the first place. Let's be serious.
Right.
And is this such a big thing that's going on? Are we just seeing Google penalizing shit content, which they always do anyway?
Right. I think they just updated BERT or moved into Smith. They have a new algo. That's all. And they're letting that baby loose. What else would they be doing? They've trained the model and now they're going to let it fly. Or they already have.
So Mike Pierce is saying you'll see same impression rank count with lower click-through. He says he's got tons of graphs on that stuff. Let's be honest though, Mike, you're putting out a lot of shit content. Well, yeah. Brad claims to just shit out content. So, but let's be serious though. I think the best way to help or how to handle the recent Google helpful content update is to add more value, do the job properly. Don't just spin shit up, use AI or do a Chris and fucking try and fuck around and put all these zeros out and throw in some keywords in there and hopefully it'll rank. I think
did rank.
It did rank, but is likely to get slapped long term. So I think the reality is, if you're in SEO for the long term, treat your website like a real business. Spend a bit more time, effort, and money on doing it properly is the best advice. By all means, continue to try to game the system. I like hearing stories like Palmer's done with the 000 thing. I think it's great to see if you can fuck around with that stuff. But hey, but that's all you can really see on that update. It's a lot of people have not seen a huge amount of movement. Those are probably doing their content all right. The ones that are moaning are the ones that are cutting corners. So what else can you say?
That's it.
But Harish has a question, Chris. What do you recommend, pagination versus infinite scroll for blogs?
Pagination. I'm not really a big fan of the infinite scroll. How about you, Craig? Do you like those?
No. I think infinite scroll is the worst thing. I've never ever used it. Like, if you go to my blog or any of my websites, it's pagination all day long. Infinite scroll, it's funky. It's
like those hashtag things, right? Like you do a hashtag. I hate those.
I've never been a fan. So if you ask me, what would I recommend? There is no real. I can't say from an SEO perspective one's better than the other. I'm just very old school, and I just don't like funky shit. So
right.
I'd go the old school way. I'm not sure of if there is a benefit SEO wise or not.
I don't think there's a benefit. I have seen the hashtag or whatever you want to call it, infinite scroll websites. I've seen a few ranking, but I've seen a lot more that are properly structured.
Yeah. How to build a topical map. This is buzzword in SEO. Even Corey Tugbuck, every video says topical map, topical cluster, topical relevance. That's been thrown around everywhere. How do you build your topical map, Chris?
I personally don't think of it that way. I think of covering a topic in its entirety. Right. So I think having your commercial or transactional based content at the top level and then having your information in other levels is perfectly fine. I'm not going in there and like trying to figure out, okay, I have this and it branches off of here and I'm going to do this like crazy link deal. Like I simply just don't do that. So do you, Craig?
I mean, I'm not sitting down with a shitty little bit of paper drawing this weird map, or if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah,
let me show you what I am doing though. That and I see a lot of people not doing it. Let me just show you, and I think I've showed this before on other things. Give me a second, just to share screen, share. Here goes. Not that. You don't want to see that.
Wait, is this a Mac?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Great, dude.
What?
I speak so highly of you, man.
Max the way forward, mate. The Max the way forward. Does it count that I've got a Windows like right there?
Oh my
That's all my other shit. But hey, anyway.
Each their own. Yeah.
Topical cluster, topical map, something like this. Now, main core topic, subtopic. So when you're doing your keyword research, you've got to kind of have a topical cluster, like you say, Chris, in your head, whether it's in your head, on a bit of paper or whatever. It's not difficult to basically cover a topic in its entirety, including your subtopics, which internally link into the main topic. Job done. It really is that fucking simple. I'm not sure why people think that this is so much more difficult than it needs to be. If I want to talk about like that perfect example I gave you, the podcasts, and there may be other self-help podcasts, comedy podcasts, whatever, cover the topic in its entirety and then move on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. Too many people, when they're doing content and everything else, are going from one topic to another, and it's just a fucking mess. And they're basing it on search volume or whatever. Go after all the top keywords first, but they might not all be part of the same topical cluster. So that is where I think a lot of people go wrong. Cover a topic in its entirety. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. What do you think, Chris? No funny maps, no nothing else.
No funny map. I mean, to me, even if you visualized it differently, top level category pages, podcasts. Then you have all of you've answered the question. I mean, no, that's. I don't think there's anything special there. There are a lot of really good ways to explain it, though, and make it sound super crazy.
Yeah.
Like I watched some of those, like that dude there, like he gets wild, man. I like his stuff, but he's, that'll spin your brains out, but it's podcast. I'm going to create 10 pieces of content talking about podcasts. All right. Job done. Next.
I'm not one of those guys that are going to make it sound all that funky way or whatever, because I am a dummy and I like to be spoken to like a dummy. I like to educate like a dummy, and keep it very straight and simple. And Loud Egg says they're going after AI content again. Haha.
Are they?
I
see a lot of guys winning out there, man. I don't know if that's the case. Going after lazy AI content written, but I don't know about going after the AI.
Udi, I'm new and some basics about SEO. You give me some work and I'll do it for free. Not sure if I would take you up in that offer, but I'm pretty sure someone in the audience might. Chris, you get any free work for him to do?
I don't know.
Nah.
I wish.
But right idea, maybe learn from someone. Someone can do it, but not on a live Q&A session. Maybe one of the audience might ping you a message and do that. But yeah, try and get some work somewhere. Learn your craft. I think it's a good thing to do, man. So just reach out to other people. As I say, not for on a live Q&A, but reach out to other guys in the industry. I'm pretty sure someone will give you some stuff to do and see what happens. So there you go.
It's a fact. I'm sure you could definitely, if you're willing to work, I'm sure you could find something.
Yeah. Google has become the boy that cried wolf when it comes to going after AI. Mike Carson has seen things dance, but nothing out of the norm. Mike, it affected certain directories, pub magazines where it was too generic. They never will go after AI, according to Mike. They implied it. No, they didn't. They wanted topical content. Loud Egg, don't argue. Even if you're right, don't argue. He ain't giving up. But Mullins is saying even crap content, nothing. Lorem Ipsum content, nothing. Maybe only rolled out to some sites, niches on a limited basis. Who knows?
Yep.
Not even broadcore. What the fuck, Craig? Mac, really? Come on, dude. I've got my fucking Windows over there. I've always used a Mac. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. And Loud Egg, I am fucking almost certain that this is so accurate what Loud Egg said. Dude, how often do you need to change your fucking Windows computer? They blow up after a couple of years at best. Come on, man. Macs last for years and years and years.
I mean, if we take away the brand, though, if we just look at hardware, right? The Mac itself, you're just looking at a software. Like, if you like that OS, that's great. But when you boil down the computer for looking at hardware, like, why would I pay $5,000 for something that I could get for $1,500?
Come on, dude.
You're just paying for that logo.
Nah.
And the OS. The OS, hey, if you like the OS, I understand.
The OS is very simple, clean. Do you know when I've moved away from Windows, when they changed from Windows 7 to Windows 8, it was like someone had cut one of my hands off.
You weren't feeling that? Hey,
I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, this has fucking slowed my shit down. Dude, honestly, I couldn't fucking work after that. I'm like, fuck this. So I had to move to a Mac. And going to a Mac was a big transitional period because the buttons and all that are slightly different. But once you're there, mate.
No, if you like the OS, I understand that. I do have an iPhone. I like iPhone over the Androids, hands down. But what I guess what's the matter?
That keyboard is unusable when you're 22 years in and feel like a waterhead each time you touch control. Mike, it takes about 2 weeks of pain and then you're over it, you're in. You're boom, never go back. Craig Campbell, you just mentioned exactly what this update is about. I'm my best, old boy. Try my best. Cover the topic in its entirety. So Mike is saying that, backing that up as well. Terry Samuels has done tons of AI content with great results. Paul Lovell, Hub and Spoke, spot on. Hub and Spoke. Cool. I'm not sure, but we can all just say that Google is making this all easier with every freaking update. Mike has a new girlfriend or needs a new girlfriend. Don't give your time away free, dudes. Rank your own site. Says Todger. Google has no idea what it's doing. Ronald Osborne's here. We are both very well.
Doing good.
Questions, though, people. Questions. Anything. Very true, just like me, Loud Egg says. Paul Lovell, keep it simple. So a 5-year-old will understand it. Can't go wrong. That is it. Honestly, you should be in Linux, dude. Nah, dude, I'm not that freaky guy like you. Mike's a freak when it comes to this stuff, like Rain Man type. Linux, dude, that blows my brains. Absolutely blows my fucking brains. I'm just a simple guy, man.
Ubuntu's easy, though. I think you'd like that, maybe.
But Deanne, what's your input on the quick read feature Google rolled out recently? Quick read?
I couldn't tell you honestly. What enlighten me? What's quick read? Shall we take a look? I'm gonna go look.
Go, yeah. At least admit you're looking, Chris.
I'm looking. Quick read, swift read, read faster. Okay, Google. Oh, it's a search engine land. Well, you have to know what I mean. Their objective here is to create content. Google tests quick read, 5-minute read labels in search results. Google is testing the labels, which highlight whether the content of a page can be read in 5 minutes or less. Okay. Well, I think, but I don't know. Kind of like with a lot of the stuff, like, is that for our good? It's, Google is a product. Anything that they're doing isn't for us. It's for them. So do I think that they're just doing a way that they could scan content so they could take snippets out? Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe they're just, they're doing something where it seems like it's for us, but it's really not. It's probably so they can do some other feature for their product is what I'm assuming. But I'm not sure, though. That's my take on it. It's got to be some benefit for them. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Like, why do they want to know if it's 5 minutes? Why? Because it's a small piece of content. What takes 5 minutes? Is that big? Is that small? I guess who's reading it? Right?
Yeah. Very, very open-ended.
Like little Chris, 5 minutes. That could be, a cat in a hat. I don't know.
Facebook user, hello brother, hello. Your name's not come up, but hello anyway. What's up with the patch, Chris, or with patch? What the fuck does that mean? What does patch mean?
I'm gonna create a patch, but it's local though. I'll take care of patch. Yeah, I already kind of created one, really. I'm just waiting for my brother to kick it back. I gave him the main concept. He's kicking back the content for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Links in GMB services to money site from categories. So are you doing that, Chris?
Links in GMB services to money site from categories. See, I personally don't utilize the services section other than for the primary category or secondary if it's named inside of unless it's named in the business. So like at the top of services, it'll say primary category. So unless you have others, everything else inside the services is considered custom, right? So I personally know I don't utilize that section for that. That's me.
Cool. An amazing question. Why are Google so dumb?
Dumb is a little bit of a stretch. I wouldn't go that far. It depends. I don't know. I don't know if they're dumb. They're interesting.
Ronald's asking me if I'm still running CTR Booster. The honest answer, Ronald, and I'll hold my hands up and say absolutely no. At the moment, I am not. I am trying out a friend, a mutual friend of ours, me and Chris's, Reese Sutherland, he's got this tool, CTR Driver, which is in beta mode just now. Now, I'm just going to show you something. Local Falcon, because Reese, I've got a lot of respect for, so I'm going to give him a shout out here and show you what this guy is doing for me. Now, it's only been going for a few days, right? Now, I don't do local SEO as such for myself. Why would I? Like, I don't need to. But let me just get what's going on. Scan reports. 2 seconds. So yeah, let me just share screen. This is just a wee shout out to my man Reese. As he showed you the other week, Ronald. So I'll just show you the results anyway for anyone else. Now it's not out yet, but it will be coming out soon-ish, I think. So
he is actually testing it before he releases it, make sure it works.
This is me the other week. last week or whatever it was. All reds and shit because I don't do anything with it. 5 days in, boom! Not all green yet, but I'm only 5 days in. So what Reese is doing with CTR Driver is I'm just going to allow him to do it. So why the fuck would I use CTR Booster when Reese's CTR Driver is doing the job? So people ask me, what is the fuck? What is Reese doing? I don't even know. He's doing directional requests. He's doing all sorts of funky shit on there. What do I care? It moves. That whole fucking map will be
He
green.
created a tool. That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. So I don't want to use CTR Booster. I'm sick and tired of that shit blowing up on me and no longer moving the needle, having to get 4G proxies, all the shit of the day. So as I say, young Reese has a thing called CTR Driver, and
I think the site's up.
Is the site up?
Yeah, I think the site's up. I think you can go and sign up for the pre-release. I'm pretty sure.
So have a look. But eventually I'm going to do a video on it for Reese on my YouTube channel when it's out and live. I would only promote something that works, and clearly demonstrating on Local Falcon, you can see that shit works. So I'll be using my old friend Reese and freeing up some time. So that is what I'm using just now. Fuck. I don't like to say fuck CTR Booster or anything like that, but I need to use what's working. And
and you don't have to do any work. You just pay your fee and done.
Chris, that is the thing. Pay your fee.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. Mike says, if it puts a label by your snippet, it's good. Loud Egg, usually do links from products, but testing from services, waste of time. I think that we answered that.
I don't think testing's a waste of time. You could definitely do it. In my opinion, I don't do it.
Each to their own. Test it though.
Sure, definitely.
Because you hear all sorts of people doing weird and wonderful things. So
yeah,
try it out. Your service, all commerce, dude.
You service all commerce? What's a commerce? I don't know. I'm sorry. What's a commerce? Commerce? What is that? Am I missing something?
He's trolling us.
Oh.
Loud Egg's having a hard time letting go of second categories, but he wants to do it.
Let it go. It's not like that Frozen. I watched it the other night. I think that's a song. She's like riding on the unicorn thing, you know. It's cool, man. It's a good movie.
Facebook user is asking, do you guys maintain TF, IDF for all of your articles?
Term frequency, inverse document frequency. I think term frequency, I don't think that I'm keeping that in mind, but I do want to fit what's inside the SERP based upon the overall word counts. I like to match and mirror. It doesn't mean that you have to in order to win a SERP, though. You don't have to match and mirror to win a SERP. You can write less and still win. I see it all the time. So I just think it's a lot easier. Like, do you want to know that you've answered the question to its entirety and hope that Google ranks you? Or do you just want to match and mirror? For me, I'd rather match and mirror. What's the word count? What's the densities? How many headers? Like, it's just easier for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to, hey, did I have a good answer? Am I going to rank? Nah.
Hopefully that answers your question. Obviously, we've had about 5 other questions from people saying, oh, where the hell is CTR Driver? I can't find it, blah, 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 blah. It's ctrdriver.com. However, it's not, oh, Jesus, he's here. He's here. So, Reese, we're talking about you.
Where's that email sign up? I thought I could have sworn when we spoke he was going to put that. Oh, yeah, it's on there.
At the bottom. So at the bottom of that page, you can sign up. So I was just showing them, Reese. the results you got from me so far after 5 days. So there's a few people here asking, what is the link? What is the link? Where do I find it? Blah, 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 blah. So ctrdriver.com, and Nigel, they always keep it simple, don't they? So
The good ones do.
yeah. So Frozen songs. My 5-year-old singing Frozen songs. Yeah, I don't have a 5-year-old. I've got 3-year-olds, and
My guy's 4.
fucking torture, man. I'm just numb.
All the songs and some of them are pretty catchy, you know.
Oh,
It's
I'm not having
madness.
that, dude. I'm not having that.
And then I know you find yourself like they'll be watching something, they're intrigued, and you start watching it. Next thing you know, 20 minutes has passed. And you're like, hey, this, you know, this is pretty good.
I'm not going to lie though. I bought my little guy it's a Spider-Man game for the PlayStation.
Nice.
Now he's somehow inherited my fucking PlayStation, my only toy. He's fucking now got that now. He's got a big pause on it. Yeah. Anyway, he's like Spider-Man. So we bought him the Spider-Man game, and I swear I'm fucking hooked on it. I'm trying to throw him off it. Like, we have shots each, so when he dies, it's my shot and so on. But I'm like, oh, guy, go to bed so I can get to the next bit. So I became hooked on fucking
Lego Spider-Man, the Lego one. Yeah, my guy's got that. That's good. The Jurassic Park one's really sweet too.
Dude, I never thought I'd become hooked on these things, but I've never became hooked on any of the other crap that he watches. So,
lucky.
Dude, Peppa Pig. What else? He watches
Paw Patrol
stuff. Paw Patrol. There was a phase.
Lippy. Yeah.
Dude, there was these other things. Vlad and Nikki, two guys on
YouTube.
The
two blonde-haired boys. Yeah. My guy likes that.
Oh, fucking hell. But anyway.
They don't even talk. They don't even talk in the show. It's just like sound effects. It's crazy.
Dude, that Vlad and Nikki has cost me so much fucking money. Because anything they play with, he wants.
Yep. And they play with everything.
Yeah. I think they even brought their own toys out after a while. So it's a bit like watching these SEO guys, you know, they come in and lure you in, and then
toys,
you're just like, you fucking motherfucker. But hey, hey, Loud Egg, I'm not even joking. My kid has an American accent with watching all this other garbage that he watches online. He literally doesn't talk like a UK guy. So it's the flip side over here. And I feel like 50% of these sales, Reese Southern, should go to Craig and I. Yes, Reese, just remember my commission, old boy. But anyway, enough of the jokes, guys. Give us more questions. But while we're waiting questions coming in, any question you like, Chris, what if you get any new tools? Because obviously Reese has got CTR driver. What shit have you got in the pipeline? There must be something you're sitting there up your sleeve and you're not telling us about. So give us some.
I mean, with this update, I mean, it's been building, but I'm trying to get an on-page tool kind of, but really for in-house. I'll sell the script like I did for the entity tool, but nothing SaaS product elaborate. I like scripts.
Come on, man. Make a tool. I like tools. If you make my life easier.
Nah, that left a bad taste in my mouth last time around. I'm good. There's a lot of unforeseen things, and I wish Reese the best, but there's a lot of things you just don't see. As especially as you get people on things, it's not for me. I stick to SEO.
Listen, I think it's interesting, and I like guys that make these things. And as I say, I wish Reese the best as well with it, but it's certainly no easy task.
Mm-mm.
But hey, Todger, are you doing anything with cloud stacking? How useful do you think it is for putting cheap mini nets together? Now, Chris, another mutual friend of ours, pretty much said to me that he would expect to walk into his toilet to do a pee and see a cloud stack that Chris had built in there. So I know you do cloud stacking literally all over the place. And that was Mark Lawrence who said that about you. He went, Chris loves his cloud stacks. Now, that might be, I'm pretty sure he said that about you. And says Chris builds these cloud stacks and builds links to everything. So he would expect to open up his toilet and find something you'd built in there. Which was obviously a joke, but cloud stacking, Chris, how much are you abusing it?
No, I don't. It might not have been. I don't think that was me. I'm not really too big of a fan. I've moved on to different pastures.
But you have in the past done it, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
This wasn't like in the last few weeks. I was told this was before. So.
Oh yeah.
Now you say you've moved on to pastures new. Does that mean that you don't find cloud stacking effective?
I don't think it's optimal. I don't feel that it's as optimal as having niche specific profiles that are already pre-built. So you're still powering it up. It really all starts with zero, regardless of what the tools tell you. So it takes a lot of extra effort and work, and plus all the setup and the tools and the blah, blah, blah. For me, it's just not as optimal and as fast or as efficient as I need it to be in order to get to the next. So, it's great. Like, hey, if you're a local guy in Omaha, search volumes in the 50 to 140 range, it could be an effective strategy for you. But, depending on where you are as you progress, it's just not worth the time or effort. There's much faster, better, more optimal ways of doing things, in my opinion.
And Big Mike, stacking is about the links behind the buffer. 100% right, Chris. So hopefully, Todger, that gives you your answer to some degree. I know Reese is a big fan of cloud stacking. It might be Reese that I'm talking about that literally builds fucking cloud stacks everywhere.
Yeah.
But
I think he does the drives he does a nice cloud procedure. He's got a really nice drive stacks. I know that. Yeah. I think that's effective as a buffer. The clouds, again, if you have a lot of assets to power that up, Mike hit the nail on the head. Like, there's a lot of effort there, So I think it just depends on what you're trying to do. There's a lot of work involved in friggin' stacks, dude. It's just too much work.
I have to ask you about your GSA list behind it then, Chris.
Yeah, that's another piece too. Like the list we're running through now, it's 145 million.
What?
145 million. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm running through the entire list right now. Like that's submitted, identified, we'll say 145 million. So I'm running through to get an exact, like here's verified AA. So.
Jesus fuck. That is dirty spamming roll at its best. I love it. Absolutely love it. But hey.
Thank you. I tried.
45 million. Fuck me. But that's identified. That doesn't mean shit. So verified is what we need to know the figure of.
Yeah, it's still running right now. I think there's 160 guaranteed, but it's not even an eighth of the way through. So it's on its way. It's on its way. Yeah.
So if you get 1 million out of that, would you be happy? It's still low in terms of against 145 million. 1 million still low.
If I had 1 million or two that were verified and they met the criteria of less than 50 outbound links, I'd be happy. I'd be really happy. 2 million auto approved, guaranteed, run through the list, build 1 million. Yeah.
And I'm going to make the assumption you're going to be then selling that list.
Definitely. For sure.
I've just seen what kind of Vlad and Nikki have taught you in terms of luring people in and then fucking getting them. But hey, Mike Carson, glad to hear you signed up. I'm sure you'll be delighted. Reese is a top lad, very, very clever guy. So fingers crossed, you get the results quicker than the other tool you're using. Nikhil has a question for you, Chris. I was watching your backlink video series where you were building 10 profiles, backlinks in each video. Do you think it will be worth it now for a new local website? So is that video still effective now?
So I made a lot of videos on how to create different types of backlinks, right? Targeting, hey, here's how you build 10, here's how you build 20. So however you want to utilize that information is up to you. I'm making a marketing piece, so I'm showing you how to create 10 links, 20 links, whatever it is.
Cool. Nikhil also asks another question. Are there any drawbacks if I use email of the business to build drive stacks? I saw somewhere that we can create public drive folders by paying Google for a G Suite account. Any drawbacks or any benefits to doing this?
I think it makes things a lot easier. Yeah, I think having the public accounts are really good, but I don't think, I don't know if you can just get a public now. Perhaps. I'm gonna have to go in there and double check, but I don't think that's what does it. I think it has to be like an older account, actually. That you've piqued my curiosity. I don't think that's what does it, my friend. Let's go see. Give me 1 second here. You've piqued my curiosity. I don't think that's the case, my friend. And the answer is, share. No. It's got to be the older ones. So older, it's not public. It has to be an older account. It doesn't necessarily only have to be like a paid account. It has to be like an older one, or maybe one that you've created utilizing like the API, or maybe even like a tool like Staxio or something like that, maybe.
Hopefully that helps you, Nikhil. Mike says you don't need a ton of verified if you tier 1 properly. Can't say I disagree. If you do anything properly, you don't need to hit it with sheer volume. But for Chris and what he's doing, he needs the volume of verified to sell that list. So let's see what happens. Facebook user asks, why do SEO agencies not rank their own website?
It depends on the agency.
My argument here would be agencies are there to do work for clients, and they very often overfill their books with clients and don't have any time to do their own stuff. Whether they can do their own stuff or not is also another argument. But it takes a lot of time and effort to creating content, whether it's videos, whether it's a website, blog posts, informational stuff. I think they should. It's a great way to demonstrate you've got a rough idea of what you're doing, if you can get some form of rankings. But I also understand that it's a commercial venture, and making money and doing work in the clients is the biggest priority. So I think you'll have arguments from both sides.
Think about Scorpion. How many clients do they have, and where do you ever see them ranking? That's a huge agency, and I never see them anywhere for any of the good terms. So I don't know if that's necessarily the gauge of quality for the agency that you're working with. I've had people come from, so interesting.
Interesting enough, right enough. Heinrich, late to the show, but he would like to know if a website can have too many redirects, and is crawl budget crucial? So can a website ever have too many redirects, Chris?
I Well, where does Google draw that line? Have they made that a hard and fast rule? I don't believe so. And I don't think it's in the guidelines anywhere like, hey, if you go above this. If it was a hard and fast rule and it was defined by Google, then I would think that there was an issue. They haven't defined that. So is there too many? No, but I think there's a good rule of thumb. Like, I mean, I don't want tens of thousands, right? And then
Chris, let's say, right, let's change it slightly. Let's say you're working with one of the big e-com stores and shit like that, and, you know, by hook or by crook, a certain bunch of products, categories, and everything are no longer available, and you're going to have to go in and clean that shit up, do your redirects and everything else, and it runs into thousands. Do you do that? Like, what is the alternative? You've no real option if that's the right thing to do, even if it is on a big website. You know, is that something you would like try to do something else with, or would you just go with, even though it ran into thousands of redirects, would you just go ahead and do it because it's the right practice?
Well, it would really depend on is there link equity there on those particular product pages or anything else, and is there traffic actually running through it? Because the 404 isn't going to take place if no traffic's running through there, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just a web server code. So with that being said, as far as the redirects internally, I probably wouldn't put those in place. I would probably just ask to submit for Google to remove that content.
Yeah.
And then as far as like, if we're talking about 301s, like buying sites and doing it that way, you know, I've seen quite a few examples where that's like the strategy, you know, so, and they have a lot of redirects. So I hope that gets to the question. I hope that answers it. And then as far as the crawl budget issue, don't they have like quantum processing? And then too, like look at Zillow or Redfin or like these huge sites. Like, is crawl budget an issue? Like, I don't think so. How many pages do they have indexed? Tons. So I think as long as there's value there for the end consumer, right, which is the only objective of Google, do I think crawl budget is an issue? Nah, I don't.
Hopefully that helps you. But Heinrich has a site with over 1,000 redirects. So you can take into consideration what Palmer says. Was there traffic? Was there link equity there? And all of that kind of stuff. But if the redirects are already in place,
yeah, well, if it's already done, yeah, it's
the
done.
damage is potentially done, depending on when those redirects were put in place. But hey, good luck with it anyway. The next one, Nickel. Have you guys ever tried doing rank and rent? So, Chris, have you done rank and rent before?
To a degree, but that's not a primary focus. Yeah, it was not a success, we'll say.
I done rank and rent a long time ago, before rank and rent was actually that big. I used to do it when exact match domains worked really well. I used to just buy loads of domains, slap up a website, rank them, and then approach people to rent them out. And that worked very, very well for a period of time for me, until exact match domain names started to no longer rank as easy. People weren't getting as many leads, and it all kind of fell apart. So can it work? Yes. What the drawback I would say is, being in the UK, and this is not just a UK problem, America, people seem to spend more money and take internet marketing and online presences a lot more serious. Here in the UK, when I was doing it, businesses, even to this day, still do not have a good online presence. They don't understand it. They don't want to pay money for it. So it really comes down to doing it in the right niches. You know, go after dentists, lawyers, and shit like that. You know, in my experience, I found that plumbers, roofers, gutter cleaners, and all this kind of sites that I had, these guys didn't want to pay me a lot of money to rent the website from me. So, you know, go after higher ticket businesses. And I certainly know Mike and Brad. Mike's in the chat, and obviously Mike and Brad, who do the Tuesday show with me. They are big into lead gen, but they do it in the rehab niche, and it's because it's a high ticket item. It pays good money. They're not doing it for shitty little roof repairs or leaky toilets or anything like that. And there's a reason for that, because they can make money. It's got to be win-win. And I think with rank and rent, you have to pick the right niche. So in the right country as well. But that said, in America, I know loads of people who say, nah, that's not correct, Craig. I've got tons of fucking roofers and we sell all our shit to eLocal and all that stuff. And that's because there's so many more people and America actually get it. And these guys do buy leads. So it's country specific as well. But I failed miserably here in the UK with it in shitty niches. So some food for thought. Craig Mullen says John Mueller recommends less than 5 hops per redirect chain.
Wow. Isn't John he's like I don't know. Isn't he like the mouthpiece?
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that just food for thought, or like, is he like, do you think that's the answer? I don't know. Well, Craig Mullins knows what's up, but like, I don't know. I don't usually believe everything I hear that comes out of his lips.
He's actually probably a really nice guy, but
I'm sure
his job is to give information out. Whether it's fully accurate or not is debatable. But hey,
my favorite is like when they hold, because I usually watch those videos, and it's like I always just listen, and when I hear him say, "Oh, I gotta check with the team," those are the questions that I'm like, we got something here. You gotta check with the team on that one, huh? Yeah, those are the good ones.
Oh man. But hey, just don't have too many redirect chains and loops, because it flags up in your audits and shit. Is there any point in going through loops? There isn't. So redirect from A to B. Doesn't have to be anything else. Keep it simple and straight, as far as I'm concerned. But guys, we do have 8 minutes left. Time for more questions. Keep the questions coming. There's been more hilarity than questions today. But guys, give us something good, something different, because we do get asked a lot of the same stuff. And we need something different to get into. I'm just making sure that I've not missed anything. Got every single one. Kathy is asking, when do you all sleep? Kathy, I'm not sure when he sleeps. That's for sure, because I wake up and there's a fucking video published 2 hours ago, and it's like fucking 3 a.m. his time. You're like, what the fuck? And so it's
well, like, the video is always on the list. So regardless of like, if when I create my list for the day, right, and I'm like, okay, the video's on the list. So regardless, it's like, okay, I need to make my video. Like, I'll do all my work, and whatever time that is when work is done, or I'm done with, my family, like, for the day, dude, it could be 3, it could be 2, it could be 1, it could be midnight, but that video's got to get done. Hey, Chase,
the automation king, make money in your sleep guy. How are you, mate? Big Chase. For anyone who doesn't know him, check him out. He is. Have you looked into Chase's course? Have you actually seen it? Like, I've still not. I know a few people that have been contemplating buying it, but the whole thing that he's doing. If you checked it out, Chris.
Not any of the recent stuff, but the past, when he used to have it on the site before he switched over to the sheets or whatnot, I went through pretty much all those. Interesting
stuff, guys. What I am trying to say here is go and check Chase Rayner out, not because he's just dropped $20 on there, but genuinely because he's a great guy that offers value to the industry, always trying, hustling, doing shit, automating shit, You know, I used to watch his automation videos on TikTok of all the all the shit that he used to automate, and yeah, I like guys like that. So check him out if you're interested in that stuff. But Chase also is teaching folk how to make money in your sleep using automation. So check him out. That's all I can say. Kathy Gray saying, got it. Yeah, I sleep like a log. I do not do anywhere near the amount of work Chris does, certainly not on YouTube. But I'm coming back, Chris. I'm going to come and smash it again. I took a little sabbatical because you cover most topics and you run out of shit to say and you just let shit die down. But I think it's now time to come back out, refresh a lot of stuff, and start smashing it again. So I'm going to be up in my YouTube game again. Do you never consider like slowing down? Because you're constantly putting out more shit, man. Like, surely you must be crossing over the same topics time and time again.
Yeah, but I'm always learning. So I'm learning new stuff. I mean, there's a lot to cover, you know.
There is. But
I have zero plans on ever. I was actually thinking I wasn't doing enough. My objective was with each of the pieces of content, like the only piece I'm missing is the organic. Like when I'm creating a video, depending on the topic, I think that there should just be a backup piece of content with that. So like mine is jack up the level of videos and then have a back end with it with the organic, because that's the piece that I mean, I'm slowly creeping up, but like instead of just having like service-based pages, I want to get more info. So, but I want to jack up the video production and then start cranking out organic. Just start ripping, because now we have a pretty good process. So,
yeah, but when you say cranking it out, you're going to pretty much have to hire someone full time to crank that stuff out with the amount of videos that you're doing.
Well, I have I do have somebody full time. Like it's not much for me to get my stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much that's it. Just run it through the machine, but for myself, which I usually don't do, but now I can.
It's a lot of work. I think for me, I used to transcribe a lot of my videos into a blog post and stuff like that as well.
I tried that, yeah,
but it didn't work too well, man. It was fucking dog shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I had the plan of doing it, and I've never found a quicker, better way to do it, other than potentially getting someone to look at the videos that are maybe better than others. They get a lot more traction, and they get them converted into blog posts. But do you ever find that someone has taken your video and got someone to write a blog post out of it?
Lots. Yes, of course. 1,000%. Or just transcribed it and did exactly what you said. Like I see that all over. But to me, I look at that as promotion.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I can find stuff all over. Your stuff, my stuff, Chase's stuff has really got distribution, you know. But man, yeah, I think that's the piece though. Like, when you're looking down your list of the videos, like not necessarily based on views, but which ones did the people really resonate with? I think that those should be converted, not converted or transcribed, but an article should be written based on that. Like, which ones really hit? Okay, let's build out let's build out a piece of content based on that. Like, I could think of 100 right now that would do very well.
But do you not think that maybe you would be the best person to crank that article out? Because you're the one with the knowledge. This is the problem I've got, because I'm sitting there like, yeah, you could get a dude and they don't understand what you're saying in the video and all this fucking shit.
But the answers are there.
Yeah.
The outline's there, you know? So that's why I'm going to try it. I'll let you know how it goes, you know? But that's like the next piece is like, okay, organic rankings, the videos down pat. And then right now I'm automating out the other socials, the Facebook group, Pinterest, LinkedIn, like taking that and everything, just distribute. Boom, boom, boom. Because so that's next. Yeah, man. I've been thinking about it.
Fucking content machine.
Just a machine, yes. Yeah. But
Kathy says you've got to take breaks and decompress, Chris. You really do.
I don't. Yeah. You can't. That's the kind of stuff I don't tell myself. Is then I start thinking I need a break.
Yeah.
I don't. My self-talk does not consist of, oh, I'm tired or feeling down. It's more like, man, you're lazy. You should be doing more.
And nice way to look at it, but hey. Live IRL fan, good to see you, mate. He's saying he hopes the creator would make a tool for YouTube. It could be very useful.
Perhaps.
It could be. Could be. Paul Hogden, you beautiful people. Love the t-shirt, Chris.
Thank you.
Nearly as good as his dodgy shirts. But, guys, I'm going to put a link out. Wait a second. Because I can't multitask because I'm not that clever. But SEOunderground.co.uk, both Chris and I are going to be there. Holly Starks, Terry Power, Jonesy. Who else is going to be there? Matthew Booth, Peter Van de Graaf. I'm going to kick myself. Who else, Paul? Whole bunch of great speakers. SEO Underground is in about 4 weeks' time, 5 weeks' time. Get your tickets ASAP. Majid, a PR, Majid Hussein, another great guy as well. So do check out SEO Underground. Live IRL fan loves using iPhones, but he needs this shit automated. Tell me about it, dude. And yes, Paul, Majid, I corrected your Magic. Call him Magic. Fuck it. Magic Hussein. Who cares? Magic PR, Magic Hussein. Chase, you guys should call me today. Got some big stuff for you. I probably would, but I literally am up to my eyeballs in shit. I'm weeks behind on emails and everything. I've got so much stuff that I need to do, and not enough hours in the day. But ping me a message, Chase. Tell me what it is. If I can quickly help you in any way, I'm happy to do it. But literally, I am neck deep in swamp shit. I'm feeling like Chris Palmer here. I get messages from people and I'm not replying to them or fuck all. It's insane. Dude, and it's not through ignorance. I just can't fucking cope with the sheer volume. So it's hard going, man.
Yeah.
So
did you get Zendesk?
Dude, I have, but I've not even...
then you got to set it up, learn that. Yeah, I know.
Oh, dude, because it was me that told you to fucking get it. That's the worst thing. So Chris comes to me after the show one day. He's like, dude, what the fuck? I'm struggling. No time, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, get fucking Zendesk. Get your shit sorted. You can't have this. And I'm in the same fucking boat. And I've not even set the Zendesk up. So I need to give myself a good fucking slap. But yeah, dude, I've got... What did you try? Fresh egg or something about an egg?
Fresh Desk.
Fresh Desk. Did you stick with Fresh Desk?
I stuck with Fresh Desk. Yeah.
Yep. Look at this bastard, man. Look. He's. I love it, by the way. I love it. But hey, he's teasing. But yeah, you're doing well, Chase. Chris, shoot him a message. Get some of that money. I need some of that shit. Nigel.
How much did you pay William to get him off the beach?
Jonesy wants to come and meet the troops. I'm sure it will be good. We'll have a few beers, have a laugh. It'd be great to meet him in person after speaking to him for years or several years online. So why the hell not? It'll be great to sit down and have a pint. And I include Chris and others that I've not met in person on there as well. So I'm sure Jonesy will enjoy coming to meet everyone and seeing them in face-to-face as well. So that's enough to get him off his ass.
There you go.
One last question, though, because we are 4 minutes out of time. PNG or JPEG, which do you recommend, Chris?
Doesn't matter, but usually JPEG.
I agree. JPEG, for no other reason other than
speed.
Yeah. Anyway, we are out of time, guys. Do check out SEOunderground.co.uk. Do check out Chase Rayner. Do check out Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube, on everything else, whatever the hell he's got. I'm sure he's not hard to find. And you can also check me out as well if you want to subscribe and like the video and all that good stuff as well. So, and finally, check out ODYS up there if you're interested in age domains. But thank you very much, everyone, and we will catch you at the same time next week.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
And gals. Bye-bye.